Hello everyone. In our previous video, we have seen some logical operators and its uses along with an example. In today's video, we will see a very important concept in almost all programming languages called functions. We will see the concept of functions with respect to Arduino C++ language. So we will see what is function, why it is very important, and how what are all the applications of functions, and then we will see the syntax of functions. So moving on to the video, first of all, what is function? So a function is a block of code which is assigned to do a specific task. So let's say there are thousands of lines in a code. So take an example. In between, like 10 to 20 times, you have to find whether a number is even or odd. So for that, what you will do, you can, like, say in 20th line of the code, you must find the number is odd or even, and then at the 75th line you have to find whether a number is odd or even, and then again at the, let's say, 200th line and then 800th line you have to find the number is odd or even. So in different places you have to do a same task. So you will write the same set of codes again and again, right, which is very time consuming, energy consuming, and then lines also, memory, everything will be consumed and it is not efficient, right? So for that purpose only functions comes into the picture, because we cannot use loops also to achieve it, right? So that's why the concept of function came into the picture. So a function is a block of code which is defined separately, which does a specific task. Using the name of the function, you can use the whole block of code how many ever times you want. So if we define a function which finds a number is odd or even only one time anywhere at the top of the code or at the wherever you need, you can use at the, as said, 200th line, 800th line, everywhere you want, with only with the name of the function, by calling the name of the function. So that much powerful is function. So let's see what is the syntax of functions in Arduino C++. So in block coding, you know how to drag and drop the function. You have to go to this last block and then take this first block. So in functions there are different types of functions that we will see in future video. For now, let's see a basic function without any special characteristic. So a basic function structure is this one only. So here, what is these two lines? These two lines are called comments. So anything which starts with double slash is in C++ is called comments. So comments means it's just a sentence written in English or any other language for human understanding. So this is here, it is written as starting function, right? So it just tells to humans, that is us, while we reading that the function starts here, and ending of the function means the function ends here. So while if you put double slash at the starting and whatever you write, the compiler will just ignore it. It will just avoid it and go to the next line. So using comments is a very good practice. So if you write some thousand lines of code, and then if your friend wants to understand it, he can't read all thousand lines one by one in technical term and understand, right? So that's where comments is very useful. So if you write comments for every 2-3 lines, then it is very useful for your friend to understand the code. So remember to write comments now and then. So let's go to the syntax of the function. So the syntax of the function is, here auto is written. So in real C++, there is no thing called auto. Here it is written auto because it will, in block coding, the data types will be automatically decided. If we keep numbers, it will be converted into int internally, and if you give character, it will be converted into character internally. So in block coding there is nothing like data types, so it is written as int auto. But in real C++ program, if you are writing, then you must specify the data type. So the first word is data type, either int or void or char, anything else. So using that data types and all, we will see while discussing the different types of functions. So for now, just ignore this word. So just remember, this is data type of the function. Then this is the name of the function. So name of the function can be anything, but the naming should be same as the naming rules of the variables which we learnt in previous videos. So let's say the function name is, let's say, odd or even. So we should not leave space in between the names. So odd or even is the name of the function, and then this open and close parenthesis is for getting the input. In loops and all, in for loops, I mean in while loops and all, you saw, right? In say parenthesis is used for condition, taking the condition. If statements also, it will take condition, but here in function it will take inputs. And then open and close curly brackets, as like same as like loops and if statements, functions also has open and close curly brackets to specify that it is a different block. So this is the basic syntax of a basic normal function without any types, special characteristics. So once you define this function, you have to call this function anywhere, right? So here in between you are writing some logic, some 2 to 3 lines or like 10 lines, then you have to use the function somewhere, right? So that is called calling the function. Usually we will call the function in main function. So this my program is called main function. So we will write some 10 to 20 functions in like many functions in real life programs, and then you will call the function using its name in the main function, because all code at the end will execute from main function only, right? So that is the basic concept of any programming language. So to call the function, this you just drag and drop it here, that's it. Here it is saying this thing, right? So it is called as the calling function. Calling function means you are just typing the data type and then the name of the function and then open and close parenthesis, and at the end, as usual, semicolon, normal syntax rule of C++ language to complete the line. So that is how we should call the function. So if you call the function here and then if you give input here a number, then it will do whatever lines you go written in the logic you written in this function, and then gives back the output to the main program, and the main program will give you the result. So if you write this logic one time, you can call how many ever times you want in main program, infinite number of times you can call. So that is the speciality and more advantage of functions in all programming languages. So in today's video, what we have seen what is function and why it is very important, and then the syntax of functions, and then we have seen about commands in programming language in C++, how to declare command and why it is very useful. So that's it for today. Thank you.